West Bengal, India, a land of vibrant culture and intellectual history. But a shadow has fallen across this state. A series of unexplained deaths, each one a tragedy, has left citizens in fear and doubt. Whispers of foul play echo through the streets. The victims? Young men, their lives cut short under mysterious circumstances. These are not isolated incidents. They are pieces of a larger puzzle, a grim tapestry woven with threads of suspicion, grief, and an unsettling quest for truth. The authorities promise answers, but for the families left behind, every passing day brings more questions than answers. February 19, 2022. Darkness had descended upon Dakshin Khanpara village. Inside his home, Anis Khan, a young student leader known for his activism, was awake. Suddenly, there was a commotion outside. Footsteps, shouting, then silence. Moments later, Anis was found lying on the ground below his house, his body broken, dead. The police were swift. Their conclusion? An accident, a fall from the terrace. But Anis's family wasn't convinced. They pointed to the men who visited Anis that night, men claiming to be civic volunteers, a claim later disputed. Was Anis silenced for his activism? They pushed him, Anis's father cried, his voice raw with grief and anger. They murdered my son. The community rallied behind the grieving family. Protests erupted, demanding justice for Anis. The pressure mounted on the authorities. The case was transferred to the CID, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. But the investigation was slow, agonizingly so. Witnesses were hesitant, their fear palpable. The shadow of doubt loomed large, fueled by whispers of political pressure and a system failing its people. Months later, another tragedy struck. October 14, 2022. Faizan Ahmed, a promising student at Kolkata's prestigious Jadavpur University, was found dead in his hostel room. The initial verdict, suicide. Case closed. But Faizan's family refused to accept this. They knew their son. He wouldn't take his own life. Their persistence, their desperate plea for a deeper investigation, led to a chilling discovery. A second independent post-mortem revealed a bullet lodged in Faizan's head, a bullet missed by the first examination. Suicide was suddenly off the table. This was murder, cold and calculated. My son was murdered. Faizan's mother wept, her voice echoing the anguish of a mother robbed of her child. They tried to cover it up. The revelation sent shockwaves through West Bengal. The case, initially dismissed as a suicide, became a symbol of a system riddled with inconsistencies, a system that seemed more interested in protecting itself than uncovering the truth. The police, now under intense scrutiny, were forced to reopen the investigation. The university, once a beacon of learning, became shrouded in suspicion. What secrets did its walls hold? Section 6. The Young Life Cut Short. August 9, 2023. Tragedy struck again, this time within the hallowed halls of Jadavpur University. A 17-year-old student, barely an adult, plunged to his death from the balcony of his hostel building. Initial reports pointed to suicide, but the whispers started again. This time they spoke of relentless bullying, of brutal hazing rituals, of a toxic culture of silence and fear. The boy's death, a tragic echo of Faizan's case, ignited a firestorm. Students took to the streets, their voices a chorus of anger and despair. This was not an isolated incident, they cried, but a systemic failure, a failure to protect the most vulnerable. Section 7. Behind the walls of Jadavpur. The investigation into the young student's death peeled back the layers of Jadavpur University's dark underbelly. Witnesses, initially reluctant, came forward with horrifying accounts of abuse and intimidation within the hostel walls. Senior students, drunk on power, subjected their juniors to horrific ordeals. The administration, it appeared, had turned a blind eye, choosing to protect the institution's reputation over the safety of its students. The case took a sinister turn when evidence emerged suggesting the young boy had been a victim of sexual abuse. The whispers became screams for justice. Section 8. A pattern of violence, a crisis of trust, 3 deaths, 3 young lives extinguished under a cloud of suspicion. Anis Khan, the activist, silenced. Faizan Ahmed, the student, murdered. The 17-year-old boy, bullied and abused to his death. These cases, though seemingly unconnected, painted a disturbing picture, a pattern of violence and impunity. The people of West Bengal found themselves grappling with a chilling question. Were these deaths the result of individual acts of cruelty or symptoms of a deeper malaise, a rot within the system itself? The trust in institutions, in the very fabric of society, had been shaken to its core. Section 9. The Long Road to Justice. As the investigations drag on, the families of Anis, Faizan, and the young boy from Jadavpur University cling to the hope of justice. Theirs is a fight against powerful forces, against a system that often seems designed to protect the perpetrators, not the victims. Their journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a refusal to be silenced in the face of tragedy. The Tirupati Tragedy, as it has come to be known, is a stark reminder that the pursuit of justice is rarely straightforward. It is a long and arduous road, paved with obstacles and heartbreak. But it is a road that must be traveled for the sake of the victims, for the sake of truth, and for the soul of West Bengal.